Hey there, focused learners, and welcome to another edition of The Explainer. Now, if you've ever wanted to literally step inside a storybook, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are exploring Denmark. But we're not just looking at it as a location on a map. We are going to look at it as a living, breathing fairy tale that you can literally step right into. From ancient castles to hidden giants in the woods, this explainer is going to show you exactly how the magic of Danish history and culture is kept so vibrantly alive today. Like any great fairy tale, ours has a few key chapters. Today, we're going to flip through Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time, Chapter 2, The Master Storyteller, Chapter 3, Real Princes and Princesses, Chapter 4, Magic in the Ordinary, and finally, Chapter 5, Write Your Own Fairy Tale. Let's get right into it. So, Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time. Every good story needs a setting, right? And ours takes place in one of the happiest, most livable, and just downright inviting kingdoms on Earth. Okay, let's dive into some quick facts. They use the Danish kroner, but get this, tipping is not required. It makes dining out an absolute breeze. And if you're worried about a language barrier, please don't be. Almost everyone speaks incredibly fluent English. Now, Denmark consistently ranks as one of the safest and happiest countries in the world. I mean, it is the birthplace of Lego, after all. Plus, it's the home of hygge, that amazing cultural concept of cozy contentment. Oh, and if you're planning a bigger European trip, it's super easy to combine a Danish visit with the other Nordic countries. Geographically speaking, Denmark is actually the smallest of the Scandinavian countries, and it's the furthest south. In fact, it only shares a physical land border with one other country, and that's Germany. But seriously, do not let its compact size fool you. This place is absolutely packed with boundless wonders, stretching all the way from Copenhagen in the east, right across Funen and Jutland. Which brings us to Chapter 2, The Master Storyteller. You really can't talk about fairy tale Denmark without talking about the man who gave the world its most famous stories, Hans Christian Andersen. There's this fantastic quote that captures his legacy perfectly. It goes, "In Denmark, we look for a touch of magic in the ordinary, and we know that travel is more than ticking sites off a list." I just love that. It totally captures the essence of Danish storytelling and really the whole emotional core of traveling there. It's all about finding wonder in the cobblestones to canals and just the deep history all around you. And you can see Andersen's physical legacy vividly all over Copenhagen today. Down by the water, you've got his most famous creation, the Little Mermaid. Sculpted way back in 1913, she just stares longingly at the shore. It's iconic. Then, across the city, there's the stunning Assistant Cemetery. That's his final resting place, and let me tell you, when the cherry blossom trees bloom there in the spring, it literally transforms into an absolute wonderland. But if you really want to trace his roots, you've got to travel a couple of hours away from Copenhagen to his birthplace, the city of Odense. That's where you'll find the H.C. Andersen's Hus. Designed by the renowned Japanese architect Kengo Kuma, this is a thoroughly modern, immersive museum that takes you on a journey right through his tales. But what's incredibly cool is that it sits right next to the tiny, humble little yellow corner house where Andersen was actually born. It's this perfect blend of his quiet beginnings and his massive global legacy. Moving on to Chapter 3, Real Princes and Princesses. Because let's face it, no fairy tale is complete without a castle. First up is the breathtaking Kronborg Castle. If it looks a little dramatic to you, well, that's because it absolutely is. This massive fortress features King Frederick II's sumptuous ballroom and these incredible, intricate tapestries. But its biggest claim to fame, it is the actual, real-life setting of Shakespeare's Hamlet. If you visit during the summer, you can literally stand right in the royal courtyard and watch live performances of the iconic play. Okay, now what's really interesting here? Imagine visiting a royal palace and the guide tells you the king's coronation throne is made entirely out of unicorn horns. Seriously, for a very long time, that is exactly what people were told. In reality, the throne is actually made of narwhal tusks brought down from Greenland. So, still totally exotic, still magical, just, a little more biologically accurate. And where exactly can you find this famous narwhal tusk throne? Right here at Rosenborg Castle, planted right in the heart of Copenhagen. You can walk right into the Knight's Hall of this 400-year-old architectural marvel and see that very throne, guarded by 3 life-size silver lions. It's also home to the Danish crown jewels, which are kept in these special vaults, just covered in enormous stones, enamel, and gold. Now, if you want a totally different royal experience, check out Dragsholm Castle. It's a sharp contrast to the bustling royal life of Copenhagen. Why? Because it is widely known as one of the most haunted castles in all of Europe. It's allegedly home to ghosts like the White Lady, who was supposedly buried alive in the castle walls around 1550. Yikes! But hey, don't let the ghosts scare you off. Today, the castle is actually a high-end hotel featuring a restaurant that holds a Michelin star. So you get world-class dining with just a little side of the supernatural.
All right, Chapter 4, Magic in the Ordinary. Let's see how all of this builds into the present day.
See, fairy tales in Denmark aren't just locked away in 400-year-old castles. They're actively woven into the everyday, modern fabric of the country. Take Tivoli Gardens. Founded in 1843, this is the second oldest amusement park in the entire world. When you walk through those gates, you are walking in the exact footsteps of Hans Christian Andersen himself, who actually found inspiration here for his tale, The Nightingale. Even Walt Disney visited Tivoli and used it as direct inspiration for his own Disney World. Between the nostalgic rides, the beautiful lakes, and the wild seasonal themes for Halloween and Christmas, it literally holds magic for every single age. Now, I have a quick question for you. Where can you find a hidden giant? I know, it sounds like a riddle, right? But in Denmark, to find true magic, sometimes you just have to grab your phone, turn on your GPS, and venture deep into the woods. The answer is scattered across lush forests, meadows, and suburban waters. I'm talking about Thomas Dambo's hidden wooden trolls. These things are incredible. They are massive, quirky, interactive sculptures made entirely out of recycled wood. You literally use a digital map and GPS clues to go on this epic nationwide treasure hunt to find them. It is just a brilliant, modern evolution of Danish folklore that gets families out exploring nature together. And that brings us to our final section, Chapter 5, Write Your Own Fairy Tale. So we've looked at the history, the author, the castles, and this amazing modern magic. Now, how do you step directly into the protagonist's shoes? Well, picture ending your day of exploration right here. This is Nihon Harbor. Once upon a time, it was this rowdy, busy commercial port packed with sailors. Today, it's this incredibly picturesque row of stunningly colorful historic houses. Just imagine sitting by this historic canal at twilight, listening to live jazz music floating through the air, eating some absolutely incredible Danish food. This very spot is so inspiring that Hans Christian Andersen actually lived in number 20, right on this canal, when he wrote the classic tale, The Princess and the Pea. This storybook is open, and the pages are waiting for you. We've seen exactly how Denmark weaves its history, its culture, and its profound sense of wonder into an experience you really can't find anywhere else on Earth. So the crucial point is this: what will your Denmark fairy tale look like? Whether you're hunting for recycled wood giants in the forest, dining with ghosts, or just finding a little hygge by the canal, the next chapter is entirely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.